Hi, everybody. So Alice only asked me to share at lunchtime today. So I haven't had a huge amount of time to prepare, but I was praying and making some notes on my walk this afternoon as I was walking around St Albans. And I was thinking actually how in some ways this lockdown is quite a different prospect for me this time. Last time I was in America when lockdown came in, and I came back to an empty flat because my housemate had decided to go home to her family for lockdown. And so I was alone quite a lot of the time, didn't see my family. And this time I have a new housemate. She's a key worker in a school. We're locked down together. We're actually due to move house during lockdown as well. And I'm also in an extended bubble with my brother-in-law and his kids, so that I can help with the childcare. So it's going to be, quite a different lockdown. And in other ways, it's going to be quite similar experience. And I was thinking about how I really want to take the lessons that I learned from the first lockdown into this one, particularly prioritizing prayer in my day. So making sure that actually that's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, that I have a routine of prayer and offering the day to the Lord and allowing him to order it and order my heart in it as well. Just allowing myself to really enjoy the slower pace of things, that actually not needing to rush to different events or to see different people, and it really enjoying being at home and being at a slower pace. Making sure I get outside every day for at least 15 minutes, even for a quick walk. And also, I think, as Jenny said, just being gentle with myself, knowing that my emotions will fluctuate, and however I'm feeling in a certain moment is completely okay. I work from home anyway most of the time, but normally I do quite a lot of my best work sat in a cafe with a coffee. And I've really enjoyed going back to that over the last few months, and I am going to miss it at the moment. And it means that I might be slightly less productive during lockdown. And again, that has to be okay. I found that really hard during the first lockdown, all these people that were talking about their house projects or learning a new even my mum was learning Spanish during the first lockdown, and they sorted out their garden and all that kind of stuff. And all I managed to do was to reread the Harry Potter books and watch all the movies. But actually, it's a good reminder that my worth, my value, and my identity isn't found in what I do. And it's not about my productivity. It's about where my heart is at, and and how I am just trying to live each day as it comes. I think I'm more prepared this time for how much I'm going to miss the sacraments. I found that really difficult during the first lockdown, just not being able to go to Mass. And if I'm honest, the act of spiritual communion just didn't do it for me. And I found it so hard. And I loved going back to church as soon as I could, and I've been helping to steward at our parish the last few months. But thankfully, I think one change will be this time my parish has adoration on some days for personal prayer, and so just a reminder to myself even to go and take advantage of that, of drawing close to Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament, even though I can't receive him at the moment. And it really hurts my heart, actually, that we're not going to be able to go to Mass on the first Sunday of Advent, because I really love Advent and Christmas and all of, the preparation for that season. But actually, I am really blown away by how God can still work, even in the midst of the circumstances, despite all the setbacks and limitations. Being involved particularly with Celebrate and the Ascent and running things online, actually God is still healing people and God is still touching lives. And we just have to have the expectations that that is still going to happen. You know, during the Celebrate virtual conference in June, we had a physical healing through prayer ministry on Zoom. You know, like, screens are no barriers to the Lord. And I really love that, that he still has something for each of us in the fact that we're separated from each other. We can't gather together. That doesn't mean that he's going to be absent and that he can't work. And ultimately, I was thinking, it's the thing that's been kind of keeping my heart peaceful is that the kind of the sentiment of this too shall pass. You know, it's a season, and knowing that it's not forever actually is really comforting. And I was reminded of a great quote from, if you've seen the film, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. And he says in it that it will all be all right in the end. And if it's not yet all right, then it's not yet the end. And so it will all will be well in the Lord.